Welcome to the We Change Everything podcast. Oh my gosh, I am excited because I have a dear friend with me named Michaela. As you know, Derek and I usually do our podcast with husband and wives, or like a couple type deal. But today we're doing it solo. Two wives in here. We're gonna talk about some things about marriage and our topic tonight is going to be on consistency. Woo! So, if you married, you already know about that consistency. But I'm going to introduce my dear friend a little bit, and then she's going to tell all about herself. So, I have the pleasure of sitting down on this podcast with Michaela Robbins. Michaela and I were co-workers, and we just kind of grew um to be friends. And when I say Michaela has a heart of gold, she's super sweet, and I just admire her. I do. So, Michaela, if you want to tell a little bit about yourself, please, and then we're going to
Yeah.
jump off.
Yes, thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
Joy, I am so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me here. You know, you're my so close to my heart. You are my friend, my just everything. So yeah, so my name is Michaela Robbins. I'm from New Orleans, and I, of course, met Joy through work, as she stated. And I am a Christian life coach.
Yeah.
My business is called The Holy Glow. And through the Holy Glow, I'm able to provide life coaching. I have a podcast. I have different Christian playlists. I have Christian candles. And I just am so passionate about just helping women to grow and to just glow in God and find their identity and purpose in Christ. So,
Yes,
yeah.
I love this. Oh, y'all, Michaela was a sponsor last year for the marriage retreat, and my cousin, he was the one that actually won the candle, and he just talked about. He said, "I got a good gift. I got a candle." I said, "Yeah, that was made by my friend." Yeah, but anyways, I love that. You didn't even talk about your journal.
Yeah, I have my journal as well.
Yeah,
Can't believe I forgot that one. I have my
yeah,
journal as well. Yes, it's a 30-day journal, and you can find it on my website at www.theholyglowcompany.com. And it's on Amazon. So if you want to go and purchase it, you can. So yeah.
yes. And towards the end, we'll put all that information in so you can follow Michaela. All right, so let's just dive in. Let's just go. I know you and I both had a long day at work. Congrats on your new job, by the way. Yay.
Thank
So we're
you.
not gonna hold you long, but let's just if you, Michaela, had to describe marriage in one word, what would that word be?
So if I had to describe marriage in one word, I would have to say compromise.
That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
I feel you on that. Woo! You want to give a little snippet on why you say compromise? Because just say we got a single person or a person that's engaged and they like, let me see what this podcast is about. Two wives on there talking. Let me see what they talking about. And then
Mhm.
they hear you say compromise. Just give them a little bit.
Yes. So I would say that in a marriage, there is no such thing as balance. Instead, what it is there are going to be moments where each person's going to have to submit to the other.
Mm, okay.
There are going to be circumstances that may be hard to kind of figure out. And so in a marriage, you have to come together as a team and to make a decision. And sometimes it's not always going to be in the favor of you. And so in a marriage with that compromise, you do everything out of love. So if that decision, if you make a decision and it's in favor of the other person, you have to know that, okay, even though that didn't benefit me, that benefited my partner. And because I love my partner, I'm okay with that.
Right. Oh,
Yes.
so let me tell you something. So that's funny that you said something about love because I was watching this guy just do a quick segment and he was like, sometimes love isn't enough. You have to like that person.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yes,
But
yes.
that is Gucci said because you do have to. I'm doing it because I love my. Yeah, that is true, and I agree with you because, um, marriage is not all about you. It's about your spouse's feelings and or sometimes what's better for your marriage, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, compromise. Oh, they just hit me, but we'll dig deeper. We'll dig deeper. Um, girl. Yeah. Okay. So, what does consistency in marriage mean to you? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I think that, okay, when I think about myself, I think about the maintenance things that I do. Excuse me. For instance, I get my nails done, okay?
Hmm.
Gotta get my hair done. Gotta get my toes done. Um, gotta work out. You know, I try to eat healthy, but
Hmm.
sometimes that doesn't always, happen. But those are maintenance things. Those are things that keep me happy.
Right.
Those things are part of self-care. I feel like it's the same for a marriage. There are things that you got to do to upkeep it. Like going on dates, like scheduling those dates ahead of time. Um, doing something for your spouse, like giving them a gift, but doing something through like their love language and not yours. And that's what makes it more intentional because you're thinking about them. You're doing something for them because you know that, okay, it's been a while. I should probably like get her a gift or get him a gift or do something for him. Because without it, it's like it's a dry marriage
Hmm.
if you're not the maintenance thing, dates and fun stuff, like going out and just having a good time with friends or other couples. So it takes maintenance. It's like a second job. So
I
yeah.
like how you said that because Um, I would, I guess I would have never, I never thought about it as it being maintenance or making sure that your marriage have maintenance. Anyways, because I just had a thought like my good friend actually have a book called Marriage Maintenance. Like literally, I just thought about that.
Oh, wow.
Inspiring Inc. published it. It's called Marriage Maintenance. Anyways, so but that hit when you said that. So I was like, maintenance. Why is that? But yeah, that's very much true because we go as humans, we go through everyday life. Um, just life be life, and sometimes you don't feel like doing nothing. You just want to go home and do the same old thing routine after routine, but you never take that time to actually do a check-in or it's been a minute since we done this or let's go to dinner, let's do whatever. So that is true, and knowing your spouse's love language and being consistent with it. Yes,
Yes.
I agree. Wow. So consistency does look like making sure your spouse is good, making sure the marriage is good for the both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
And I was just sitting here thinking because okay, so what's something that like like for me, I like I like to do date nights or whatever. But it don't have to date nights don't have to be like we always going places. It could literally be at home. So I know several times I've texted Derek and sometimes when you wind down for work, because we both work, he worked like 12 hours, 10-hour days. And I'm like, he'll go in the room and or in the living room and just kind of chill for a minute. Excuse me, for me, when I get off of work, when I get home and I put my car in park, I'm in my car for like 10 to 15 minutes because because I need to get myself together because I know once I hit this door, I'm finna come in and I'm cooking. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm cooking. I'm catching up. I don't really watch TV a lot. I kind of binge watch like on weekends if I do, but I don't really watch TV that much during the week. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so when life be life and it could be months and you're like, dang, we did nothing. We have not had no intentional time together. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. That's deep.
Yeah.
So why do you think consistency is more important than occasional grand gestures?
Let's see. So I think that like a marriage can literally like get to the point where like it's not fun anymore, or you don't feel like the same with your partner, or you feel like it's just like a friend, like a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy to get to that roommate stage if you're not doing enough to basically just love on your partner. It's just like a plant. Like you gotta water it. If you don't, then it can like perish real quick.
Yeah.
And so one thing that me and my husband started to do, well, we've been doing like consistently was like different card games and
Mm,
then Bible study. But with the card games, we had the opportunity to ask each other deep questions because it's not often that we have like, well, we do have deep conversations often, but sometimes we don't know what to ask each other. And so that conversation, those conversational cards lead the conversation so that we can touch on topics that we didn't even think were
right.
important in our marriage.
That's
So
good.
yeah, I think that like card games, like intentional conversation,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just using different things, like even if it's just like an online game or something like
Right.
that. Um, Things that you and your partner like to do are important to do often, because if not, like you'll be wondering why, you at a point where y'all are just, it's a stale marriage. It's like, okay, well, have y'all been doing this? Have y'all been treating it like it was in the beginning? Like you're supposed to never stop dating.
That's
And so, yeah.
that's key. That is very much key.
Yes.
Yes. So that's funny that you say that because it comes to my next questions. My next question, because marriage is, I think it's kind of like a season, right? Just like seasons, fall, summer, everything changes or whatever. So like during those difficult seasons, like how do you stay consistent?
Difficult seasons, yes. So me and my husband in our difficult seasons, we have a couple things that we do. One of them is counseling.
Okay.
Counseling has been lifesaver. We love our counselor. She has literally helped us to take a step back and see the bigger picture. Um, and sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you got to find a middleman, like somebody who can
Mm-hmm.
help you to see your partner's side when you don't really understand, their point of view. So that's the number one thing that we do. The number two thing that we do is just take like if we need to take an intentional break just for a second, we'll do that, but with the intention of coming right back together. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because sometimes a little, not a lot of space, but just a little bit of space if you need to take a second to think, and then you set a timer, okay, where you say with them, okay, we're gonna come back together on this day, this time, whatever. And that has helped us too, very short periods of time. And so, but main thing, counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Just counseling. There have been so many times when I thought that I just knew what my husband was thinking. And my counselor was like, well, you're not 100% correct about that. Here's actually what he's trying to say. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it.
I get it.
So yeah.
Yes. So I like that, and I wish people would be okay with counseling because a lot of people they're stubborn. They don't like to talk. They just totally is like, you know what? I ain't finna let nobody get in my business. People are pretty much like that. Like I don't want nobody in my business, and then they try to handle things on their own. And sometimes you do need that middle ground person. Like you need a
Yeah,
mediator.
yeah,
Um and then it
you do.
works. I mean, you are a firm believer in it and you see what it looks like. So if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, let me try it. So you find someone that will work for you and your husband if you're watching this and you're looking for a counselor. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited that during the difficult seasons you don't just give up because a lot of people give up, you
Yeah,
know, and it's easier to just give up than to work through it sometimes.
right.
So, um, But like, what does commitment look like on hard days?
Hmm. Commitment on hard days. Ooh, commitment on hard days. I really do think that in those moments, I feel like you have to just remember why you got married.
That.
No. Like literally think about the day that you signed the papers, and what was on your mind during that time. Like
Mhm.
what commitment were you making? How is this marriage benefiting, you as a person? How is it helping you? How have you been able to help your partner, you know?
Right.
So I think it's just about like remembering why you got married, remembering that you love the person. And sometimes you may like just have a bad day with them or just a bad
Hmm.
time, but that doesn't mean that the marriage is just,
Over with.
yeah, that doesn't mean
Right,
it.
right. Like, you know what, forget this. It's not working today.
Yeah.
No, we're not worried about it. Yeah. And I
Yes.
think for me, like you said, you have to go back to that why.
Yeah.
We're here. Why are we here? What are we doing? You
Yes.
know, and yeah, you have to sit back and analyze those things,
Yeah.
because it's worth it, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
girl. That's good. So, if someone was watching right now, what advice would you give to the couple who feel like they've lost their consistency? Like life been life and they having a hard day. They've been through their hard season, not only 1 year, not two, maybe even 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like I've been with this person for 20 years, or maybe hadn't even been together that long, but they're just at a point where it's like it ain't working. I thought I've tried everything,
Mhm.
but it's something that's missing because you ain't tried everything, because you're still there. You still holding on to something. And it's like, what would you tell that person?
I would tell them to pray first.
That's it.
Pray.
Right. Yep.
Yes, you have to pray in your marriage. Journal. Take a second to journal. And even if both the man and the woman journals together, that would help.
Hmm.
But think outside the box and think about the beginning of things. Because if you don't go back to the beginning and you only thinking about the now, you only gonna think about the bad seasons. You gotta go
Hmm.
back to marry that person. Another thing is just intuition is real. And I feel like you got to go with your intuition because sometimes, yes, that person may not be for you. But if you know deep down that that person is for you, then you have that extra push in you. You have it. If you know you're not supposed to be with them, you're going to feel it. You're going to know.
Hmm.
But if you know you are supposed to be with them, then it's worth it to just keep going, like keep pushing and try
Right.
different methods. Don't give up. Because in the end, 10 years down the line and y'all still together, you're gonna be like, you know what, we went through that hard season and now we have a testimony. We can tell other people,
That's
just
it.
stick in there, keep pushing. So that's why they say marriage is hard because you're gonna have those times, but it just your reaction is gonna determine um how it goes for you.
Hey there, I'm Michaela, and I'm here to help you ignite the glow in you. If you're ready to build unshakable confidence and walk boldly in your faith, let's connect.